So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a bare metal recovery on this Lenovo laptop, and what we're actually going to do is we're going to recover an image backup that we took of our Dell server, and we took that backup, the image backup, earlier on. So what we have is, first of all, we have this USB key which holds our emergency boot media, the UBDR Gold emergency boot media, and then we also have just a USB hard drive, and we used this on the Dell server earlier, and we ran a backup from the Dell Windows 2008 server, an image backup, onto this Western Digital USB drive. So what we're going to do is we're going to imagine that this has crashed, and we're going to reboot it using UBDR Gold to recover from Windows 7 2000, and when we actually recover the image, we'll be running Windows Server 2008. So what we have to do first of all is we've got to plug in the boot media, and we're actually going to boot from this in a minute. So let's plug this in here. See this UBDR Gold, and then we're also going to plug in now the USB hard drive, which has got the image backup on it. So now I'm going to turn the laptop off. So now I'm going to reboot the computer, turn it on, and we're going to reboot from the USB drive that has UBDR Gold on it. So it's this USB hard drive here. So it's going to look like it's just booting a normal version of Windows, but then it will, you'll see it will be loading the emergency UBDR media and cut down version of the UltraBac management console. So the cut down version of the UltraBac management console will load now, and then now it has loaded, you can see it there. What we've got to do is we've got to look for the image backup we took of our Dell server, which was backed up to the Western Digital drive that I mentioned before. So currently it's automatically set to look for a DVD because this machine has a DVD drive on it, but we're not going to find the image there. We're going to look for it, we're going to find it on the Western Disk drive, which is actually, we call that a backup path when we back up to disk. So the image was already backed up to the disk, so we're going to look for it here, and we will browse now and look for the disk drive. The Western Digital drive, I think, is called Elements, so here it is. And we know from before, when we ran the backup, we ran it to this folder, UBDR. So we'll just search for the backups, the image backups that we took in this folder. So we look for this, and there you have it. So on this drive there's only one backup, there's one image backup. If we'd taken 5, you would see all 5 of the image backups there. You'd select the one you want to recover and then go from there. So we've selected the only one we have, and now that's the image we're going to try and recover. We have a number of options that we can choose, but for simplicity we'll just restore this to the exact same partition that it was on the previous server, the Dell server that we took the image from. So we click that, we click next. And now we just have the option to start the restore, which we will do, and the restore is probably going to take around 10 minutes or so. So we're coming close to the end of the restore now. There you go, about 10 minutes 56 seconds the restore is completed. So with that we're now able to reboot the system. So we close down the UltraBac GUI, we have the option to reboot, which we will do, and now it's going to reboot, but it's going to reboot using the image that we've just reloaded onto this computer. So as you can see, we now have a rebooted system, but it's no longer running Windows Desktop 2007, it's now running Windows Server 2008. So we'll log in. And you'll see the profile is completely different. It's now the exact profile of our Dell machine back in the office. Even to the point where, if you look at the underlying OS and the drivers, you'll find that if you were to plug in a printer from the previous machine or a network device, it will immediately be recognized and run just like the Dell server that we took the original image from. And that is how simple it is to conduct a bare metal recovery using UltraBac's UBDR Gold.